I am in St. George, Utah. It's called Utah's Dixie. Now, as a young man, I always thought it was called that because of the warm weather. The weather here is very similar to Las Vegas, which is pretty close. So I always thought, well, Dixie, South, it's because it's warm. No, they actually tried to grow cotton here when they founded the city, mid-1800s. Brigham Young, who was president of the Mormon Church at the time, coined the nickname, and it stuck. It's still called Utah's Dixie, but they don't grow cotton. It just didn't happen. All right, I'm here at the St. George, Utah Temple, built in 1871. It is constructed with the red brick from the red clay in the area, but it's painted white. Helper, Utah. Wow, that's spectacular, isn't it? Sits at the foot of these mountains here. It's got a great downtown. I'm going to stop and get out on foot. Now, Helper was founded in the late 1800s as a railroad town. There was a major rail line that went from Grand Junction, Colorado, up into the Salt Lake Valley, where Salt Lake City is. And this was a designated division point for that rail line. This is where they kept helper engines. Of course, those are engines that would help the trains, when they hit the spot, get up through a mountain pass up into the Salt Lake Valley, where Salt Lake City is. And I drove through that mountain pass on the way here. It's pretty heavy duty. So these helper engines would push the train up through this pass to the other side of the mountains and then come back here, and this is where they are kept. This is where the name of the town came from. Helper, Utah. That is so cool. And check out this fantastic orange crush mural on the side of the building. Okay, I am in downtown Cody right now. It's about 10 in the morning, a Sunday. There's no wind, not a cloud in the sky. It's about 70 degrees. Absolutely gorgeous here. As you may have guessed, the town is named after Buffalo Bill Cody, who founded the city. He actually came up here, saw the area, and thought to himself, this would be a great town to be an entrance or a place to stop before you go to Yellowstone, and that is exactly what it is to this day. All right, we're at the Irma Hotel. All right, I'm in the restaurant area of the hotel. This is the famous cherrywood back bar given to Buffalo Bill by Queen Victoria of England. So it's something you definitely have to see when you are here. There you go. Sit next to Buffalo Bill with your Key West shirt on.
I was just saying, but I don't have a big rifle in my hand.
You don't have what?
I don't have like a big rifle in my hand.
Yeah, you gotta have a rifle, don't you?
I don't have any spurs.
Yeah.
I need spurs.
Yep.
But at least we did ours fast.
Yeah, we took our picture. But all right, we are entering Yellowstone National Park right now. And we feel like we're in nowhere land. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen it with just a grid.
Yeah, there's no satellite.
Nothing at all.
No satellite, nothing here. All right, there she is. Old Faithful. It's set to go off again, or scheduled to go off again, at round 4, they say. And she's getting ready to go. Wow, it's like 4 o'clock on the dot. Wow.
She knows. She's like, you guys are watching.
Wow, that is beautiful. Look at that. Everybody's clapping?
I was waiting. I was wondering when everybody's going to start clapping.
Look at that hot water. If I'm American Indian 200-300 years ago, this is where I'm pitching my teepee, right here. Fresh water and hot water. It'll heat this whole area up, a little bit anyway. I am in Billings, Montana, looking at some of these interesting rock formations, but they're not near as interesting as what's behind me. You ready? Whoa! There's Billings. See downtown right here. It is beautiful from up here. I am on one of what they call a rim rock. The city is nestled in these rim rocks, the kind of cliffs, I guess you'd call them. Look at that. There's no rail or anything. That's a 300-400 foot drop. If you wanted to get rid of me, you could just push me off. Luckily, nobody that wants to get rid of me is here with me now. Okay, so I am in downtown on foot right now. It's pretty nice though. It's built in 1914. One of the tallest buildings when it was built in the city. Honestly, it's beautiful. It's clean. There's no trash on the streets.
Our next Ranger battle talk of the day. That'll be about 35 minutes presentation. Thank you for joining us at Little Bighorn Valley.
All right, I am standing on the hill where Custer's last stand happened. Now I'm going to give you an idea of what all went on here. If you can see that line of trees there, that is the Little Bighorn River. And then you see this interstate going across on the other side. That was populated with probably 1,000 teepees because there were about 7,000 Indians here. And we're talking women and children and the men, the warriors. There were about 1,700 warriors in the group. But right here on this hill is where Custer had his last stand. Counting Custer, there were 210. They all died here. They shot their horses, used them as barriers. But the Indians, the braves, still came up the hill here, all around. On the other side here too. And all 210, including Custer, died. And this is a monument to Custer right here and the men. They also have a cemetery for the horses that the men shot. But yeah, all those horses who died in battle and helped to defend the men are buried right here. Buried here in July 1881. We are going to the National Historic Trails Interpretive Center. This place is supposed to be pretty awesome. Already seen some really neat things here in the museum, which is primarily about life on the trails in Wild West, United States. Yeah, this is awesome. This is a covered wagon here in the museum. It's a ride also. You get in and it takes you across a river. So we are getting ready to do that now. All right, the wife and I are going to ride the wagon across the river. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Cool. We're getting ready to cross this river in this wagon. It's shaking. It's shaking like crazy. This is pretty cool. Really cool.
Just sit still.
How many times are you gonna say that?
Oh, we're almost there. We're almost across.
Ruined my best hat. Damn river.
Oh, dang. I think we made it though. Here's one of the trademark cowboy boots that are all over the city. In fact, there's one in front of my hotel. There's another one over here. Now I'm looking at the Tivoli building, built in 1892. It was built to house a saloon in the bottom floor and a brothel on the second floor. Driving through, I noticed that there is a fair amount of artwork here in Cheyenne. See the bird there? I guess that's a buffalo playing guitar. Yeah, and there's a snake and a fish. Wow. Okay, I have the wife in tow.
Hello.
And we are going to the Capitol. There it is. The Wyoming State Capitol building. Yeah, and that's the state seal, right?
I guess this is the 44th state.
The 44th state, yep. You got it. Wow, we can go in the front doors like regular folk. And looky here. No security.
There you go, and just one
right,
second,
let me see
I'll
it.
give you a piece of paper.
Yeah, no, this camera doesn't have a good... Anyway, yeah, there's the stamp. And there it is, but that's not the actual one. You can tell the actual one is a lot higher.
That doesn't make any sense to me, though. Why can't
Is there a way to go up and see the real one?
Not that I can tell.
Huh?
Not that I can tell.
Yeah, that's definitely not the real dome.
So, what's funny is when we first walked in, the lady that approached us said that since it's the working capital,
Yeah.
we're not allowed to approach any of the offices with frosted glass. However, the governor has no frosted glass.
He doesn't have frosted glass. He has to be available to the citizens
Oh,
to answer their
to
questions.
the citizens, huh?
Yeah, but we're not Wyoming citizens, so I guess we don't count. Got a teepee out front. American bison is the largest living land mammal native to the Western Hemisphere. I didn't know that. All right, Sanford's Grub and Pub.
This is weird. Okay.
I just want to go in here for a drink because they have a truck bed mounted above. It's got to be cool, so let's go in. The inside of this place is insane. This is like a antique museum, the interior of this place. Holy cow. There's a homeless guy right there. So clearly this is a place where the homeless congregate. But what a view from here. Of the beautiful skyline. I'm across the street from a historic building, the Navarre, built in 1880 to be a girls' school. Now, what's interesting about that is that in 1889 it was sold and turned into a brothel. I'm on 16th Street Mall. This is about a mile long pedestrian area. It's an entertainment district. It's where people come to eat, drink, go to concerts. Let's give you a shot down the street. You can see it's really nice. Of course, I had to come see this, the big blue bear. He's 40 feet tall, weighs about 10,000 pounds, created in 2005 by local artist Lawrence Agent. The cost was about $430,000. The artist, Lawrence Agent, was tasked with making something for the city of Denver that looked different, that wasn't mountains. So he came up with this idea of a bear looking into the windows of the Denver Convention Center, which is what this is. I'm walking behind these guys. They're smoking the Mary Jane. I'm getting whiffs. Maybe even a contact high, because I don't smoke that stuff. It didn't take much, but I'll go ahead and risk it. I'm sitting in my car. This homeless guy here on the street, he is completely high, you can tell. I mean, he is high as a kite. He's been walking around the car a little bit, freaking me out a little. We are at the Colorado State Capitol building. I'm gonna take a look inside. Let's check out this statue here. Appears to be a Native American who has just downed a buffalo. The Colorado State Capitol building is on the edge of downtown, and they have a step 1 mile above sea level.
Cool beans.
All right, here we go. We're going inside now. Assuming there's going to be security, and there is. There it is. This building was finished in 1901. It was designed by a guy named Elijah Myers.
One of my relatives.
He also designed Michigan's and Texas Capitol buildings. We were interested when we saw his name and that he was born and raised in Philadelphia, because that is Nicole's maiden name, and she was born and raised in Philadelphia.
Yes, I am. My whole family's there.
Yeah. So here we go.
It's totally one of my relatives.
You may be related to him. Here's one of the rooms in here. Pretty spectacular, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
It really is.
Alaska. And then,
Okay.
What else do we have besides Alaska, honey?
That's it. Oh, Texas.
Texas, Alaska. Nice.
Well, we've been to Texas already, but I hadn't purchased
There it
this
is,
yet.
her stamp.
I didn't.
Now this is the grand staircase.
It quite lives up to its name, doesn't it?
Yeah, and above it is the rotunda. Here it is. The outside of it is covered in gold leaf.
Yeah, that looked nice when we were driving up. That looked really nice.
Yeah, it's covered in gold leaf because of the Colorado Gold Rush. Another one of the big rooms on either side of the rotunda. Yeah, it's something to see. Yeah, so over here is the house. They are not in session today. We are heading into, I guess you would call it downtown Santa Fe.
I think they call it El Centro.
This church we're going to show you first is right here. We're about there.
I'm really interested in it.
Yeah, this church is the oldest church in the United States. It's built in 1610 by Spanish explorers.
What's the name of it again?
San Miguel. Yeah, there it is. Wow.
Read the sign and you're in the way.
Well, I'm going to go over here to the sign anyway. I just want to get everybody a nice look. Look at that. 400 plus years old.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? See the bell up there in the tower?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Here, let's see the sign. San Miguel Church. Oldest church structure in the USA. The original adobe walls and altar were built by, I cannot pronounce that, Indians from Mexico.
T-I or T-L?
Yeah, San Miguel Mission. All right. Is that unreal or what? Now, just a few feet down, probably what, a couple hundred feet down from San Miguel, is this the Laredo Chapel? Built in 1878? Or was it 1873? 1873 it says. Now, when it was built, they did not put a stairwell in up to the choir loft.
Oh, how are they supposed to get up there then?
That's what the nuns were saying. The Sisters of Laredo, as they were called, they are the ones who are in charge of this chapel. Anyway, they could not figure out a way to build a staircase up there. There just simply wasn't enough room.
Oh, okay.
A little tight spot. So they prayed for 9 days and 9 nights. They prayed to Saint Joseph, the saint, patron saint of carpentry. Did you know that?
I was going to ask you if you knew what it was. It's
Yeah.
great you didn't.
Yeah, the patron saint of carpentry. On the 9th day, a man showed up, a mysterious man, with a donkey that was loaded with the simplest of tools, woodworking tools. And this guy said, I'll build your staircase. When you see the staircase, here's a picture of it. There's no central pole, no nails, no glue, no pegs. It was simply used or built by putting or cutting a wood and fitting it in the most perfect way that you can. It is a masterpiece in carpentry, one of the greatest in the history of the world. To this day, engineers cannot figure out how he did it. But anyway, after he built it, he disappeared. Didn't ask for payment. The nuns say that he was actually Saint Joseph himself that came and built it. Incredible, isn't it? This is the Capitol building. It's safe to say
It's circular.
it is circular. It's safe to say it looks different than any Capitol building we've ever been to. Well, let's check it out. We'll get your passport stamped. And go through security first, though, it looks like.
Would this be where I can get my passport stamped?
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. New Mexico, September 1. I was wondering if it had a rotunda. Apparently it does. What will it look like? The suspense mounts. Yeah, it's a pretty cool looking room. Well, yeah, it's a flat rotunda, but
It's pretty though.
it is. Yeah, the building is crammed with artwork.
I wonder if they allowed. I wonder if they allow the public in here when they're taking care of business.
I think so. I think that's what this gallery's for.
I like that one.
Yeah. what these cars are doing down here?
No, I have no idea, but they're cool anyway.
Yeah. We are in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we are in a place called Old Town. We're actually in Old Town Plaza, and this is where Albuquerque started in 1706. This church over here that you can see through the park that makes up the center of this plaza was built in 1793. This is not the original building though, right? So
No, the original building apparently collapsed in 1792. And
right.
They built this in 1793.
So this building was built, yeah, built in 1793. It is still very old, without a doubt.
Yes.
That's the holy water?
That's what it says.
That is incredible. That's pretty, What do you say? Alright everyone, I am entering the old Wild West town of Fort Sumner, New Mexico. Fort Sumner has a really interesting footnote in history. It was in 1881 that the Sheriff Pat Garrett gunned down William Bonney, aka Billy the Kid, right here in this town. I can already tell this is going to be an interesting little town to explore. Billy the Kid's grave and Old Fort Cemetery. Wow, got all kinds of stuff here, huh? His tombstone was stolen in 1951. Its location was a mystery for 26 years, until 1976 when it was recovered in Granbury, Texas. Stolen again in 1981, recovered in Huntington Beach, California. Wow. So that's why it's locked up. That makes sense. That would be some tombstone to have, though, in your collection, so to speak, wouldn't it? Billy the Kid, born November 23, 1860, killed July 14, 1881. The boy bandit King died as he lived. I'm about 30 miles south of Fort Sumner, New Mexico. You know, you think of rural Wyoming and Nevada as being very desolate, and they are. But man, New Mexico's right there with it. Let you enjoy the silence. there it is, the entrance. Wow. Look at that, huh? Say it again now.
We're going to be descending 75 stories that's how far down we'll be once we get to the great room.
Wow.
It's kind of funny that they measure it that way, stories, but...
Well, I think it's supposed to help you envision it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
Yeah.
It's supposed to make it relatable, I suppose.
Yeah. So there's where we've just came from. There's where we are going. So here's the last spot where we will be able to see the entrance and the light from outside. Ahead of us is the dark zone where no light penetrates. Now this one totally looks like Jabba the Hutt. This tail behind it. That's awesome. Really beautiful. It's where the migrants congregate here and around it. You can see some of them here. There's some beautiful murals here too. Yeah, you can see this is where they have, some of them have congregated underneath this mural. It's just across the border from Mexico. So it's where, this is where El Paso originally developed, the city, and it kind of spread out into the United States. And you can see, again, you can see downtown straight ahead. This is one of the poorest neighborhoods in the entire country, but it is just a lot of history here. Historical neighborhood. It's on the endangered historical neighborhood list.
It looks as if you're already in Mexico.
Yeah, it does look like you're in Mexico already, doesn't it? I believe what's left of it, which is just these couple of streets, is preserved, will be preserved. Let's see. Yeah, I think we can get out of here. Very narrow roads, though. Can we get out here? Yeah, we can.
Yes.
Woo! All right. We did it. Got to show you this sculpture, though, that's here. Every time I come here, I take a look at it. It's a couple of alligators. I've always wondered why they have a couple of alligators here in El Paso, because this is not a city known for alligators or crocodiles, whatever they are, but there they are. You're looking at downtown. It's gorgeous down here. I've always really liked this collection of murals here. It's been here a long time. A lot of cool murals here in the city, by the way. Pose with the king. Don't knock him over. Alright, I'm in Eagle Pass, Texas. This is Main Street. I just arrived, so I'm just going to take a drive down Main Street. Looks like a small town or small city downtown, doesn't it? You can see border fence right here in either direction. But the gate is open, so I'm just going to drive in there, see what's there. That is the International Bridge, or one of the two international bridges here. And of course, that's Mexico over there. Tons of border patrol right there. Looks like the Rio Grande right there. How about if I get out and take a look? You know, we've got some wire right here. Yeah, there's the Rio Grande. See Mexico across the way. If you look on Google, you can see pictures of people crossing across the river right here. It happens a lot. And a lot of National Guard right there. We are in downtown Laredo, Texas.
Yep. You can see the International Bridge from here. Almost.
Yeah, International Bridge is right over here, but we're not going to get on that. What we are going to do is look at one of the crown jewels of the city, San Agustin de Laredo, founded in 1755. This is the cathedral. It was built in 1872. And look at that.
It's really beautiful.
It's gorgeous. And we can go inside, so why don't we...
Oh, cool.
And it is an active church. It's not just a museum. Oh, it looks like they're actually working today. I don't want to disturb them. It's beautiful, though. This is St. Augustine Square that we're at. So we'll just take a look around here a bit. All right, we are still walking. We're gonna head this way. That's pretty cool. Only $5, fashion or less. And $5 is not enough to stay open. That building is boarded up. There's no sign. The sign is... well, there's no sign on it. But it looks like they're selling something here. Almost looks like secondhand stuff, doesn't it?
That's what I was thinking. It's exactly what it looks like.
It's crammed with stuff in there. Got a dog just wandering around the streets here in downtown Laredo.
Oh, he's skinny. Look at his ribs.
You think?
Give him something to eat.
I don't have any food.
Are we allowed to throw change in it, make a wish?
I suppose you can, but it looks like they get dug out as soon as you put them in there because there's none in there. It's empty.
What does that mean? You think they're going to steal my wish?
That means people are stealing, yeah, or taking the money out, let's put it that way. I don't know if you'd call it stealing.
All right.
So, you want to put some coins in there, go ahead.
All right, ready?
And she did. Now 1 penny in that fountain.